Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Tabitha Carr Rhodes and I make videos about beauty, lifestyle, and theater. So today we are going to do a project pan. So it is March 31st. I am actually filming this in the correct time period. Last one went up I think like the 15th of March or something like that. So we're actually going to do this properly. So while I personally am not wearing very much makeup since it is, you know, we are all on social distancing / quarantine, so I have not been wearing as much makeup, but I do feel like I have a pretty good finish this time around. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. There are 5 products that I finished up this time, and so that brings our total, because I want to do 20 and 20, so that brings our total to 16. I only have 4 more products to go after this to complete this project, and it's March, so I'm pretty proud. Okay, so I have the Georgia Peach body spray. There is like just a little, you can see it there, just a little bit left in this, but I'm going to finish up that little bit. But it is pretty much finished up. It's ridiculously difficult to get through. So I mean, I didn't start this project with very much in it, and I feel like I just worked pretty consistently on it and got this one finished. Next up, I did finish the Sun Bum Face 50. Again, we didn't start out with too terribly much. I really liked the packaging of this because you can see that there's a little bit of air in it. That made it so that whenever it did come down to this last a little bit, using that air, you could push so much out, and so you really got to use every last drop with this product, so that was really great. I do have a backup of this because I thought I was out of face sunscreen, I was out of body sunscreen, so I bought another one of these. And that was back in like March of last year, so I'm finally using my backup that I bought to replace this one. So I also finished up this hand cream. I ended up using this as like a body cream and not just a hand cream, and so that basically used it all up like in 2 nights. So that was efficient. Okay, I also finished up the Aloha Waterfall Orchid. I'm trying to work out my Bath & Body Works lotions. I'm just not really impressed with the formula anymore, and I'm not as focused on scents. I really like the CeraVe moisturizing cream, and that's my favorite one. I'm on my 3rd tub of that, and I probably have only found it in the past like, I guess a year, so like 2 full tubs in a year. So this is done. Super excited. There's like a little bit left in there, but I mean, we started out with this project like way up here, so that's quite a bit of product, so I'm pretty impressed that I finished that up. Last but not least, we have finally finished this Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser of Dark Circles. I'm still using it today. I'm just not very impressed. I have veining underneath my eyes. Like, I'm probably just dehydrated, but I just wasn't really impressed. This didn't do a lot for me. So we started up here at the top of that purple. I'll do close-ups and all that later. But we started way up there, and now I just can't push any more out. And I've been using it multiple days, so I mean, you can see I can still get like, it's just pretty sheer that's coming out. Like what still remains on the sponge, so I might still use it for like a couple more days, just trying to finish that last bit up. But I mean, as far as project pan goes, it is done. So that is 5 products done. I'm like trying to talk fast and I don't know why, because I fully charged my camera, so usually I'm having to worry about the battery flashing at me, but okay, so we finished 16 this far. Let's get into progress. So I did try to collect my thoughts more before I went into this, and I found that I had completely forgotten to use this at all. I forgot that it was in my project, and I feel like this is one of the most important ones to get done because I do feel like Bite products I've heard expire faster, so I do really need to focus on getting this one done. So I did not use these two at all. I also did not use this, the coffee scented perfume. I haven't used this since I put it in my project, so that's 2 months that I have not used it. But now that this is finished, I just didn't feel like these complemented each other. So I think I'll just start focusing on this now that that is done. So I think those are the only products that I did not use this whole month. So I feel like for what, that's 3 products that I didn't use, so it's okay. Alright, I did use the Florence. I tried shearing it out instead of just like slathering it on and going for a thick opaque look. I just tried shearing it out. I feel like it still bled, but I'm just gonna continue to explore this product. I do really appreciate that it is like a clean makeup product, and I do really believe in that. So I want to give this a good go, and like it's just such a beautiful color. It would be really nice with like this pink. This NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream. Again, you cannot tell how much, I mean, I've used this basically every single day, other than if I'm not putting on makeup. I still tell that the wand is coming out wet. So I don't know, you know, I really don't understand how this is just the gift that keeps on giving. And I'm not anywhere near 0.27 fluid ounces. Let's see, this is 0.2. So I mean, both of these, this is the Benefit 3D brow tones, and again, I feel like whenever you stir it around, it just still sounds wet, and it still comes out like the brush comes out wet. So I don't know. Gonna have, what is it, 8 more months to focus on these, so we'll see if I can get them done. I am actually impressed. I remembered to actually paint my nails, so it actually comes off. I don't know if you can tell, but it's a little bit more gold than like the silver. I mean, I feel like it kind of comes off, but maybe that's just age, but it does have a sort of yellowish tinge to it, and then whenever it gets in the sun, it turns a really pretty sort of pinky red. So I did use this quite a bit. We started at the very, very top. Now we're about midway, and this is me using it basically all the time, probably 4 or 5 coats on hands and toes. So just trying to actually use that, because I think all of my nail polishes are too old. I also am continuing to use this Burt's Bees moisturizing lip balm. This has been good. It's a lip balm. Yeah, just continuing to work through this one. I put it on. I feel like it doesn't stay very long. I feel like there's a lot of, maybe it just sinks in better, but it just feels very thick whenever it's going on, and then it's like it's gone. But it doesn't leave my lips feeling more moisturized. It's not like, oh, it's gone, it's, you know, soaked in or whatever. It just feels like it's immediately rubbed off. So I don't know what's up with that. So the NYX HD Studio Finishing Powder, earlier I completely emptied out the top. Before there was like a whole lot that would sit on the top, but now you can actually see the packaging straight through to the bottom. And so I feel like this means, and I'm going to have to start tipping some out to actually get it on my brush. And so I feel like it definitely, sorry, it just got a little darker. I feel like I've definitely used quite a bit of this, and I do think, I do feel pretty confident that I will be able to use this by the end of the year and finish this one up. I think my goal with this was to finish it in 6 months, and I do have another powder in there, so I'm hoping to hit pan in that powder by the end of, I think this is the e.l.f. Let's see, Berry Mary, which I love the name, and I do love this color, and I'll get a more focus shot later, but I do think I've sort of just been taking my finger and like rubbing some of the top off just to make sure that it's all sort of, I don't know, alive, if that makes sense. Because it just felt a little, it wasn't like it was hard pan, but I just wasn't sure if it felt awake. And I feel like that makes no sense, but I think you might understand what I mean. And I feel like in doing that, I've been using the center, so I think you'll be able to tell in a close-up, but it's like the packaging underneath, you can see that there are like 2 lines, like right there. And so I think in the center here, we're actually starting to make a little bit of progress, and I don't know if it'll be enough to actually finish, but I feel like that's a promising thing to see that there is a little bit of progress going on there. So one product that I'm just continuing to make headway on is my highlight. Again, I'll get a focus shot later, but I do feel like there's a pretty heavy dip compared to like what we started with and where we are now. I feel like this is a really good dip. I think a lot of it is starting to fall away, but I don't know. I don't know how deep this pan is, but I feel like we're close. I don't know. Just got a gut feeling that maybe we'll be able to hit pan in this one, especially because we do still have like 8 months to work on it, or 9 months, right? So I do feel pretty good about this actually. And even with this one, with 9 months, especially if I still have this in here for like Christmas and stuff like that, I feel like this will be very beautiful. And I'm glad that I had the dandelion shade, benefit shade in here, because spring has sprung and it is absolutely beautiful. And I think this is just an incredible shade to have, and I'm wearing it today and I just feel like it looks so healthy. And I mean, in combination with this, I just feel like I look alive and really cheeky. And so I do really like this, and having this in here, I do think we'll be able to hit pan relatively quickly, because I did already have a lot of progress on this, because it is one of my favorite benefits shades. And I do think if I ever like did finish this, and if I ever like, I don't know, because I don't obviously buy a lot of makeup, I feel like I would repurchase this. I really like it. We also have the Benefit Hoola, just, what is this? Just the original shade. I did use the light version before in this project. I think this one is fine. I'm wearing it today. I think it's making me look tan, which is good since the sun is out. And I think my plan of using the Hoola light for the first 2 months of the year worked really well to have a light sort of tan going on, and so having a little bit of a heavier tan happening looks pretty. It's just I'm so not used to it. I do think it carves. I know it's not necessarily like a contouring, but I use it that way. I do feel like whenever I use this, the definition of my cheekbones whenever I use this, I feel like it does do wonders for that. In carving out my chin, because that is one of my areas that I'm not as confident in, is like my chin area. And so I think this makes me feel really good, which I feel like that sounds kind of funny, but it does. It makes a difference in my confidence whenever I wear this. And I didn't necessarily, I liked the Hoola light, but I didn't notice the confidence shift with my chin whenever I've like been starting to using this one. That's whenever I noticed it. Last but not least, my Naked Urban Decay palette. I know that this is just like irrelevant now or whatever, but I don't mind it. I feel like a lot of people probably still have it. Even if you're just like an admirer of makeup, or you know, you watch like YouTube videos, I think it's nice just to finish it off and just to lay it to rest. So I'm very excited because I don't know if you can tell there, yeah, get a little glint of pan. So I wanted, my goal this year was to hit pan in 1 shade a month. That didn't happen, it was one pan for every 3 months. So we'll see how it is continuing to go. I feel like the more I'm around this, and as soon as I finished this up, I feel like I kind of was trying to move away from using it. That way I could use up other shades, because I would just get caught up in using these 2 shades and that's it. But I've started exploring, and so what I'm wearing today is Virgin and Toasted. So Virgin all over the lid and Toasted in the crease, and I think that's really pretty. Toasted all over the lid is absolutely beautiful. I feel like it looks really dark whenever it's just in the corner, but whenever it's on its own, just do a little swatch for you. Whenever it's on its own, it's just this beautiful rose. Like, just look at that with this. It's just so pretty. Been using Toasted alongside Sin, which is kind of a light pink. And so I do really like that. And so I'm trying to use, like, I haven't like actively tried to use it, but some things that I need to focus on and are more concerned about with this palette is Dark Horse, Hustle, Creep, and Gunmetal. Creep I am using, and there's a little bit of just use on Creep, and I'm using that as a eyeliner because I don't currently have an eyeliner in my collection. And so I bet Hustle I could also use as an eyeliner, as a brown eyeliner, but I just don't do that very often. I do also feel like with Toasted and Sin and Virgin that it's almost a little hard panny. So I don't know if I need to like scrape it a little bit and get like off the top, but the color is coming off and the color payoff is coming off still really nice, but it's just, I don't know how to explain it. It's just hard, and there's like little like hard parts. I don't know if you can see. Maybe I'll try to get a close up later. But there's just little like mountains in it. I don't know. Anywho, I'm very proud of that. And likely, I don't know, just hitting a pan. So I don't know how to like count that or whatever, but I am really proud of my progress for that this month. So I have 3 products to add in. Of course, we did finish 5. So I know that math, and also with the last one, I only, like last month, I didn't add in enough either, so I only had 19 products that I just showed you, and then I finished 5, so I should have 6 to roll in, but I don't have enough in my collection to fully find all of that, so it's kind of hard. So if there's one month that I want to add in more, I can find it, then awesome. But for right now, this will put us at, let's see, this should put us at 17 products that we have in the collection for this upcoming April month. So I'm going to, and I swear I had these just stacked up there, and now that I set them down, I am going to put in Gardenia and Fresh Rain from Bath & Body Works. This one does smell really good. I feel like I can use more of it. I feel like with Aloha Waterfall Orchid, it was a little sharper, almost a little like salty, like briny, if that makes sense. So I think this one was almost a little harder to use because it was a little bit more perfumey. This one just smells super natural. So I think, honestly, I like just bathe in it every single night. I do like the smell. I have started using it a little bit the past like 2 nights, just since I finished that one, just to go ahead and get a little bit of pre-use out of it. And I should have marked it before, but oh well, it's fine. I do think we'll be able to do this one just fine, and probably within the next 3 months, like we did that one, we're starting at a similar place. So then we also have Warm Vanilla Sugar, Bath & Body Works. This used to be one of my favorite scents. It's just like a little warm smell. I don't know, it's just like sugar. I mean, obviously sugar, but like pecan sugar, like baked on sugar, which warm vanilla and sugar. I think So this is, you know, a hand cream size. I will put this in my purse if I ever do get to go outside again, if I ever have access to my purse. But again, it'll just sort of serve the same purpose and replace my little hand creams. So I also found this. Maybe I just need to look through my little, I have a whole backup drawer collection of not like makeup backups, obviously, but like I accidentally bought too much sunscreen, or, you know, somebody gifted something to me. So I have an e.l.f. Shadow Lock Eye Primer. I used to have this. It's pretty fine. I'm not a super big fan. It only has, let's see, does it even have how much it has in there? Oh yeah, it has 0.11 fluid ounces, so I think it will be pretty easy to use up. And something that I do just need to kind of get out of my collection and use. It's literally in the packaging. I wasn't super impressed with how it worked whenever I first had it, but I'm certainly willing to give it a second go because I do own it. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you subscribe before you go. Give this video a like and comment some video ideas that you want to see. This is definitely, you know, a two-way street, and I want to invite you into conversation and hang out. And this time I think everybody needs a little bit of human interaction right now. So if you want to find it in this place, I'd be more than happy to give it for you. So I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Bye.